Bloomberg congressional reporter Billy House joins us now from Washington. Hey, Billy, good morning. It's really great to have you on the show today. We are so close to having a stimulus plan. If this indeed gets voted on today, when will Americans start to see the benefits?
Well, it'll take beyond Christmas and perhaps in early January to see the direct, payments that are going to go to some people. And still, the president will have to sign this bill, and they built into the bill 7 days, kind of a 7-day CR to allow things that do run out not to run out until he does sign it. But by early next year, if not the late December, some of these mechanisms will kick in. There's some breaking news here. As Pelosi's just announced, she's headed to the House floor right now to announce today's, apparently to describe today's plans for the votes, which have not yet been scheduled. Text even hasn't been released yet of the agreement.
So what does that mean for the timeline now that Pelosi is doing this?
It looks like the way things might roll out is that the bill text, the actual language, will be made public early around 10 o'clock May, and then perhaps House votes in late afternoon, Senate votes this evening. Perhaps this gets done by midnight tonight.
Okay, and if it does get done by midnight tonight, what comes next?
Well, then it is sent over to the White House, and there are, of course, as there are with a lot of things with this president, some wondering what will happen. But it seems that he will, while publicly complaining about aspects, will probably sign it, and he's already taken credit for the direct payments part of it.
Well, let's talk about those direct payments. $600 to individuals who are making $75,000 a year or less. For couples, it goes up to $150,000 per household. What are the details that you can give us on these direct payments and how they may be different than the direct payments we saw earlier in the year?
Well, we do know that it's going to go through the Internal Revenue Service, obviously, which has already set up a system to distribute it. Democrats, some Democrats are already complaining it's too low. In fact, John Ossoff, the Senate, the Democratic opponent in the Georgia runoff to Senator David Perdue, has just tweeted that, really? $600?
Yeah.
But it is something, and I'm sure that it'll be received as something at least.
What about when it comes to aid to small businesses? We've reported a lot here on Quick Take about how small businesses around the country have struggled, and indeed these small business owners have had to tap into personal savings to continue to keep their businesses open around the country. What do we know about aid for small businesses?
Well, again, they will have to apply. It would be about $284 billion if we're talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, and that'll include forgivable loans. But what's not going to be included, and what some businesses wanted, was the liability shield, the insurance sort of thing. But the Paycheck Protection Program will be expansive. It'll include even areas of transportation, airline payrolls, that sort of thing.
What was the last minute drama that we saw play out over the weekend when it came to the power of the Federal Reserve and the concerns that lawmakers had around that?
The notion that somehow the CARES Act set up a sort of system that could forever let an administration manipulate the money in that for any use they wanted. The argument was whether that was supposed to be temporary or something permanent, and Republicans wanted to shut it down. Democrats responded that Republicans were trying to hamstring a new president. And so that went on. That was at the last second, as you said, and was out of the blue for many people covering the story, as well as some of the lawmakers themselves. Whether or not they've actually resolved it, I guess we'll see over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was my next question, Billy, is how did they get past this issue yesterday?
Well, they called it a compromise by saying with language that Republicans accepted as that no clone system could be set up again, and no similar system. But the future will hold on whether that's true.
Certainly will. Bloomberg's Billy House in Washington. Billy, I know you are swamped today, so thank you so much for your time. We'll check in with you a little bit later on the latest.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.